Hello everyone and welcome to Nintendo TV, the show that wraps you up in a freshly laundered blanket of luxury gaming quality. Coming up in episode 10, the Wii U finally has a release date and we reveal all. We interview wrestling champion CM Punk about upcoming Wii title WWE 13, but before all that, we're catching them all with the excellent Pokemon Black version and White version too. Much like orange berries and hugs from tiny sentient otter monsters, Pokemon Black version and White version 2 prove that you can never have too much of a good thing. And thankfully, the sequel to the wonderfully refined original is almost here, snorting and snuffling like an overexcited Tepig. The fantastic news for Nintendo 3DS owners is Pokemon Black version and White version 2 are also compatible with Pokemon Dream Radar, available from the Nintendo eShop at launch. Also from the 8th of November, you can download Pokédex 3D Pro, which is an updated version of the previous Pocket Monster catalogue. If you've played the original Black or White, there's plenty you'll recognise. You'll start off with 2 snazzy new characters to play with, and the story is set 2 years after the original game. Events still take place in the Unova region, but this time, things kick off in the new city of Aspertia. Like its predecessor, you begin by travelling around the region, building your skills by battling gym leaders, who reward you with precious badges. Along the way, you encounter the villainous Team Plasma, who have typically nefarious plans of world domination, and from there things spiral into a typically epic plot. No spoilers, but it culminates in a quest to recover the legendary Black or White Kyurem, the imposing dragon-like Pokemon you'll recognise from the box. This pretty much sums up version 2. It's essentially the perfect balance of old and new. Previous favourites like Psyduck and Growlithe return, but the whole game is heaving with new features, glistening like a set of freshly polished Pokeballs. It all looks better than ever, with leafy autumnal forests and bright clean cities that make us sad to go back to stupid grey real life. But best of all, version 2 remains what Pokemon has always been, a deceptively deep and engrossing RPG. Beneath all the floaty haircuts and pretty colours, there's a game here so massive it will keep you hooked for days, weeks, months, and years. It's certainly more of the same, but there's more ways than ever to gather rare and old Pokemon, and when it's as good as this, we really don't care. Pokemon Black version and White version 2 are both out in the UK on October the 12th, and are worth catching as soon as you can. It's update time now, where we serve you an overflowing bowl of the juiciest news fruits. We recently got the chance to jet off to LA for a look at WWE 13, the chest-chopping slamfest coming to the Wii in November. The game is a throwback to what many consider to be the greatest period in wrestling history, the chair-swinging, boss-bashing Attitude Era. And if it's Attitude you want, we got the chance to meet a guy that has it by the truckload, WWE champion and cover star CM Punk, who gave us his impressions of the updated brawler.
You can play as a myriad of characters from the Attitude Era. You know, I think you can be 3 different kind of Triple H's. You can be Hunter vs. Helmsley, you can be DX Triple H, you can be the current Triple H. And you can play as Mike Tyson, too. I think that's pretty cool.
Thanks, Punk. No, we mean that in a nice way. Not the face! Cast your mind back to episode 6, and you might remember the Kid Icarus Uprising Battle Squad event. Well, it was time for the best of the best to meet in the final this month, and we got to experience the sweat, tears, and collectible AR cards as the best Kid Icarus Uprising players in the country duked it out for a trip to Las Vegas. It was friends James Rushton and Jack Arthur who eventually went toe-to-toe for the incredible prize. And the winner? Well done, James.
How do you feel about going to Las Vegas? Amazing, like on top of the world.
And if you fancy taking us along with you, then that would be super. No? Fine. Finally this month, we can now reveal that the Wii U will launch in the UK on the 30th of November. I know, that's so close we can almost taste it. Though obviously we wouldn't actually want to taste it, that would be weird. You can choose between basic and premium packages, with basic offering a white console with 8 GB of storage. If you're looking for something more, then you can spring for the premium package, which, amongst other things, comes bundled with a black console, 32 GB of memory, and a copy of Nintendo Land, which was revealed as one of the launch games. Finally, there will be a limited edition Zombie U pack, which will include a black console, the Zombie U game, and an additional Black Pro controller. As well as Nintendo Land and Zombie U, the Wii U will be joined on launch day by some top titles, including New Super Mario Bros. U, Mass Effect 3, Rayman Legends, and FIFA 13. We'll have more details about the new console every month in the lead up to the launch on November 30th. new Art Academy has arrived on the Nintendo 3DS, bringing all the skills of an artist masterclass to the palm of your paint-speckled hands. The new title turns even the elephantine scribblings of the Nintendo TV team into elegant brushstrokes of artistic brilliance, thanks to step-by-step instructions that even we could follow. But if that isn't enough for you, over the coming months you'll be able to get exclusive tutorials from some of the UK's most talented artists. We recently had the chance to meet up with artist extraordinaire John Myatt, a man famous for recreating classical masterworks with uncanny authenticity. So tell us, John, what have you got in store for all the budding Botticellis out there?
All the things that you would expect to find in an artist's studio, from colours to brushes, they're there for you to take off the screen. It's been put together by people who paint. That's what's good about it.
There's more to John than meets the eye. He first discovered his talent through slightly unconventional circumstances.
Well, my background in painting in the style of other people really came from, unfortunately, or quite justifiably, and ended up with me in prison for faking paintings. I got a very light sentence. When I came out of prison, the first person to commission paintings from me was a very policeman who had actually arrested me in the first place, and he said to me, "You've got to do this for a living. This is your child."
New Art Academy is the perfect tool for gradually building up your artistic acumen, providing step tutorials in all the fundamentals of art. But don't just take our word for it. Let John explain why it works so well.
I would encourage anybody to give it a try, because it's so user-friendly. All the skills of a 17th or 18th century artist are there if you want to hone your own skills down and use them on that little screen.
Thanks very much to John for a fascinating day. And don't forget to pick up New Art Academy and have a go at recreating these masterpieces yourself. The first tutorial, Girl with a Pearl Earring, will be available soon, and you can see John's work in all its painty flesh at the Waterall Gallery in Birmingham until the 14th of October. It's time to reveal what fantastic treats reside mere millimetres away from your thumbs right now, as we take a look at the Nintendo eShop. First up, we've got PICROSS E, a sublime puzzler available to download now. The idea here is to create pictures by uncovering squares, a process that's half educated guesswork, half deduction. For a bargainlicious £4.50, you get 150 PICROSS puzzles, enough for even the most hardened blockophile. There's no frills or faff here, just hours and hours of crisp, clean entertainment. Duck! Three-legged duck! No, chair! Oh, that'll do. From one shape to another now as we look at the wonderfully named Kirby's Star Stacker. This roly-poly puzzler was first released in 1997, and it sees our favourite ball of Splunge stacking blocks with his buddies. It's maddening, frantic stuff where the blocks keep relentlessly stacking up, but we just can't stop playing. Kirby Star Stacker is available on the eShop now for a tidy £2.70. With a name like Johnny Kung Fu, he was bound to end up living a life of fly kicks and fisticuffs. This old-school beat-em-up pits Johnny against the amusingly named Mr. Wangang, who got and nabbed his girlfriend Paula. In order to reunite with his special lady, JKF must battle through stage after stage of knuckle-dusting, cleaver-chucking combat. It cleverly mixes classic Game & Watch action on one screen, while the fights play out on the other, in all their cartoony slapstick glory. Well, that's all we've got for you for now, but keep catching those monsters and painting those portraits, and we'll see you next month for another bumper episode of Nintendo TV.